Meet Zoe. Zoe just graduated from college and got her first job at Corporate Co. After 6 months of hard work, Zoe has just received her first promotion. She's very excited and looks forward to upgrading her lifestyle a bit. However, there's just one problem. Because Zoe is now 6 months out of college, payments on her $10,000 worth of Stafford loans have just begun. What should she do? Well, her first step is simple. Get a refresher on loans by watching our 3 videos: Loans 101, Loans Mistakes and Best Practices, and Student Loans 101. Then, assuming that's done, Zoe should log on to the National Student Loan Data System, which will give her a detailed overview of each one of her federal student loans, including their payment status and their loan servicer. Finally, now that Zoe's all refreshed on her student loans, her last step is simple. Understand the payment options available to her. By default, most students are placed under the Standard Repayment Plan, which just means Zoe will pay off her loans with a fixed monthly payment over a 10-year term. However, this amount may be too much for most people, especially right out of college. If this is the case, Zoe can then easily switch repayment plans by contacting her loan servicer, who will then walk her through 3 alternative options. Option 1, the Graduated Repayment Plan. Like the standard plan, it has a 10-year term. However, rather than paying a fixed amount, monthly payments start out small and then gradually increase, giving you a gentler introduction to your loans at the expense of slightly higher interest. Option 2, the Extended Repayment Plan. Under this plan, payments are much lower and can be made up to 25 years post-graduation. Because of this delay, this plan may be valuable to some people, but it comes with a cost. Lower monthly payments will lead to more interest paid in the long run. Option 3, Income-Based Repayment. Under an IBR plan, your monthly payment cannot exceed more than 10% of your discretionary income. Plus, payments can also be made for up to 20 years post-graduation, and any debt still remaining at that point will be forgiven, unless you work in the public or nonprofit sector, in which case only 10 is required. While this is all great, there are 2 major caveats. 1. Not everyone will qualify, as your monthly payments under an IBR plan must be lower than they would be under a standard plan. 2. Under an IBR plan, interest will continue to accrue on the money you've borrowed, even if your monthly payments go to 0. This can make IBR plans incredibly expensive over the long run. So that's the 3 alternatives. Honestly, Zoe is overwhelmed. How can she choose between so many options? Well, we recommend using studentloans.gov Payment Estimator, which will calculate the monthly payment of her loans under each plan and then make it easy to compare them. However, what happens when comparing just isn't enough, when your payments have just become unmanageable and you can't do an IBR plan? Well, luckily for Zoe, there is a solution to this problem: deferment or forbearance. These are periods of time during which your student loan payment can be reduced or even suspended. The first, deferment, is harder to qualify for and requires very specific conditions, most prominently unemployment, a return to school, or military service. In contrast, the second, forbearance, is much easier to qualify for, as it only requires Zoe to have a financial hardship or illness. However, be warned, under forbearance, interest payments are not suspended, whereas they can be under deferment. If you're interested in either option, be sure to contact your loan servicer for more details. Hopefully you and Zoe now have a better understanding of how to repay your student loans. Be sure to watch our next video, where you'll learn more about student loan refinancing, and be sure to check out our website, where you can find outside scholarships, private student loans, and more educational content.